to Conquering Star Wars, the show that was initially supposed to be me reviewing every canon aspect of the Star Wars universe before the release of Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. However, that didn't really go to plan. It was a big task, but I also did not put the energy required into it. It just felt, when I was making the videos, a lot of times I wouldn't upload them, or I wouldn't even get to editing them because I felt like I wasn't saying anything original. Now I don't usually put standards on myself for this channel. You know, I try to upload anything, even if I don't think it's original, if it's just creative, because that's, you know, good to be creative. But there was something about, you know, making a review that I felt wasn't really, didn't really say anything new about the products, you know, other than I liked them or I didn't like them. So I just kind of lost a lot of steam. However, that didn't mean that the, you know, consuming part of this journey was over. I have still been trying to get through all of Star Wars canon before the release of Episode 9. Now, like I said at the beginning of this journey, that is not something that I believe I can do, but trying has been fulfilling and been fun and enjoyable. The point is that I have still been doing Conquering Star Wars in my own way. I've been trying to get through as much of Star Wars canon as possible before the release of The Rise of Skywalker. I just haven't been making reviews. But I didn't want to just leave this series as a series where I reviewed a couple of Star Wars things and then stopped. I want this to be a celebration of Star Wars, especially now that we are imminent on the release of The Rise of Skywalker. It's coming close. So what I wanted to do is kind of do a fun little event that will kind of be a climax to Conquering Star Wars. What this climax will entail is basically a series of videos that will run up to the release of The Rise of Skywalker. Not sure what all these videos are going to be yet. This is one of them. But, you know, the big one that I've been thinking of is just before the release of The Rise of Skywalker, I want to film and upload a video where I give you guys a progress report, what I managed to get through in, you know, the Star Wars canon, what Conquering Star Wars ended up being, the results of Conquering Star Wars. And also in that same video, while showing you what I got through, I want to pick out some of the highlights and give some honorable mentions to some of the, you know, the best bits of my journey through the canon of the new Disney Star Wars. Some other ideas I have is I want to do a podcast kind of on the lead up to the that's too many. I'm just using the same sentence. I want to do a podcast before the release of The Rise of Skywalker that basically is me and some other people talking about, you know, maybe some theories, but also what we are excited about The Rise of Skywalker, some things that maybe we're worried about, you know, just kind of, you know, a hype train podcast talking about The Rise of Skywalker. I also obviously want to do a podcast then again, hopefully with most of the same people, doing kind of our thoughts on The Rise of Skywalker. Not a review, because I've learned that the word review scares me. I'm just going to give my honest thoughts, be them original or not, on the movie and what I felt while in the cinema. So that's going to kind of be after The Rise of Skywalker, but it will probably be, you know, a conclusion, an epilogue, you might say, to this fun little hype fest that I've got going. I've also been streaming the campaign from Battlefront 2, which, if you don't know, takes place at the end of Return of the Jedi, all the way up to the beginning of Last Jedi. So it's kind of a fun connecting, you know, game. I've played it once before and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to stream it. Not sure I'm going to get through the whole game by the release, but I've been streaming, and I might upload those, you know, recorded streams onto Wi-Fi Friends under the Conquering Star Wars banner. So what else am I going to do? I'm not quite sure. You know, I want to, you know, this is one of the videos, but I also just, you know, maybe I'll pepper in some other little fun Star Warsy videos to the release. And I just want it to be a big positive video content, you know, countdown, I guess. I'm not putting any rules on myself. I might not even do as many as I've just promised, because I don't want this to take away from personal or work, you know, related things. This is just a fun little thing on the side. But Star Wars means a lot to me, and in an era where there are some toxic and negative, I wouldn't even call them fans, but there's a lot of negativity surrounding the Star Wars fandom. Even though I'm of the personal belief that it isn't most people, I think that most Star Wars fans are positive and, you know, caring people who, even if they dislike something, will not be mean about it. There is this reputation going around, and it's not unfounded. But I've seen a lot of positivity in the fandom. You know, there's Celebration, obviously, which was amazing to watch the live stream of, but even just on the online community, people have been taking steps to, you know, put positivity into Star Wars, and not just positivity, but passion, you know, using Star Wars to create themselves. I wanted to highlight a couple of these people, but also just thank the entire, you know, everyone who's doing it, even if I don't mention them, because they inspired me to do this and build my Star Wars hype, and also, you know, make me more positive about it in the time where, you know, sometimes I go, hey, do you want to talk about Star Wars? And people groan, you know? So, you know, I wanted to point out that there's a friend of mine, Lauren, who goes by The Curious Low on Twitter, has been doing this really fun thread throughout all of December, where it's all little YouTube or otherwise online videos that are Star Wars related, kind of, that became popular or had a lot of followings around them. Anything from that video in Disneyland of the kid who decides to join the dark side when he's doing the Jedi training, from the first video from the set we got from J.J. Abrams when he did the Omaze video and you saw the puppet in the background. You know, fun little thread just documenting some of her favorite videos that are Star Wars related. That, you know, I'm sure if you're a Star Wars fan, a lot of them will be very familiar to you. My friend Jed Cole is, a while ago actually, this wasn't really on the build-up, but it is, you know, recent enough that I think it's the build-up to the Rise of Skywalker. Did an amazing article about The Last Jedi, which I highly recommend everyone give a read. Another person is, well, it's actually a podcast, Acto Radio, however you want to pronounce it, which is a podcast that I recently was introduced to and have been binging and really, really enjoying. The host, Alden, really gives a positive, you know, not blind view of Star Wars, where it's like everything's great, but just a very positive and compassionate look at Star Wars and the love of Star Wars that I've really been appreciating. And, you know, these aren't the only people. There are countless people out there trying to, you know, get excited for this thing that we all love, and we all know that both Star Wars fans are good people, you know? What I'm trying to say is that, you know, these angry, you know, somewhat trolly, you know, people that seem to be posting a lot of Star Wars hate or using Star Wars to, you know, send actors and creative people hate just because they worked on a movie franchise, you know, that at the end of the day is just a movie franchise. You know, to me it's something special and it means a lot to me, but I don't believe that justifies, you know, putting so much vitriol into the universe. So yeah, I just wanted to make this and become part of those positive fans that I mentioned, that excitement, that hype that is building. And I don't know, maybe it's just an excuse to talk about Star Wars. But at the end of the day, is that really such a bad thing? So yeah, if you were willing, and if you watched this very long video all the way through, I'd like you to join me on this journey through my Star Wars excitement. And yeah, God, this was a long video. I apologize for my ramblings. But anyway, hope to see you guys in the build-up to the Rise of Skywalker. Please leave your comments down below with what you are excited about the most, what you maybe want to see in the movie, what you maybe want to see in the new episode of The Mandalorian. I don't know. I just want to hear Star Wars stuff. I want to talk to people about Star Wars stuff. I will reply to comments. I will reply to tweets at Cameron P. Morris on Twitter. Yeah, just, you know, Star Wars, guys. It's episode 9. It's the end of the Skywalker saga. We're here, you know? It just feels good. And I want to, you know, live in this as much as we can. Anyway, may the Force be with you.